Good morning. So nice to see you as we begin yet another week here on 3+U. Hope always that you had a wonderful weekend and that your Halloween candy is in your house. Only a few days to go. We're going to begin the show this morning with a good friend of ours, Dr. Tiffany Ahlberg with Ahlberg Audiology. And this morning she's talking accessories when it comes to your hearing aids. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So I wouldn't think about hearing, I guess that makes sense that hearing aids would have accessories.
Yeah, so whenever people have devices, sometimes they need different tools to help in different situations. And so there are things like microphones that significant others or friends can wear so that if they're in a lot of background noise, it takes the voice straight to the hearing devices. Or they can connect it to their television and it Bluetooths directly to the hearing devices.
Ooh, that's called a marriage saver.
Yeah, yeah, my men love it. So they can watch their ball games and they can walk around the house. And
okay, let's talk about the ball games for a minute. Because is that kind of a 2-for-1 thing? Because if you're watching a ball game, there is kind of some ambient noise too, right? A lot of surrounding noise of the crowd.
Yeah.
So does that Bluetooth device
It helps.
cover both
It
things?
helps to pick out the speech from the background noise that everybody complains of, whether it's music in the background.
Yeah.
You know, I hear that a lot. Music in the background, or reverberation between the TV and your actual sitting space that you're watching the TV from. So all of those things help with just what we call signal to noise ratio, so that the signal is louder than the noise.
So these accessories, are they a one-size-fits-all or are they device-specific?
They're device specific. Well, they're manufacturer specific. So every company will have different devices. And
Okay.
there's something else called the Roger, which is an FM system. So it's the same exact system as a kid uses in the classroom when the teacher wears a microphone and it Bluetooths straight to the kids or the child's hearing devices. So there is like no distance between the speech and the ear. So
you know, when you invest in a hearing aid, it is just that. I mean, it's not inexpensive.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are the accessories a little bit more affordable?
are. I mean, well, they're more affordable than a hearing aid, and it depends on the manufacturer. I had a friend ask me about one yesterday, and I looked it up, and every time I look them up, the price, I'm like, wow, they are expensive, but when they're a solution, long-term solution, I mean, they're not that. They're nowhere near what
it becomes a quality of life question.
It does,
right?
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and he was telling me about a member of his family who was having some trouble with his hearing, and he has a hearing device, and he went to go maybe have it, I don't know, just maybe checked or to see about perhaps buying new ones. I think that might have been it. Anyway, cut to the chase. They couldn't do anything until they dealt with the wax in his ears.
Yeah.
A lot. So when you wear a hearing device, does that tend to increase the wax production just because it's in there more?
So it can go, so sometimes people have wax, and every time you push the hearing aid in the ear, it keeps it from actually coming out the ear. So that can, sometimes I do see people increase their wax production when they have the hearing aid in. I think the ear is like, there's something new in the ear, let's get rid of it. So they might accumulate wax for a brief period of time that's more than what they used to have.
Is it created, it's a gross question, but is it sweat? Like if your ear sweats, does that create wax?
No, well, so you have these glands in your ear that are similar. They release a oil. It's a little thicker than what we get on the rest of our body. So you have that secretion of oil, and then you have dead skin, and those two things mix, and then you have this substance that's wax, and it can range in color from like a really light yellow, that's usually new wax, and then once it's been in there for a while, it turns almost black because it's picking up debris, and I mean, it has a function. It keeps the outside things from getting in our ear. It's protective to our ears. So.
Okay, so don't over clean your ear.
Yeah.
Just don't under clean your ear.
Yeah, it's normal. It's not really, to me, it's not gross, I know.
So I think a lot of us think it's kind of cool, fascinating, but with the accessories, are they something that we're heading towards the holidays? Are these purchasable as a gift, as crazy as that
I
sounds?
have people do that a lot.
Really?
Yes, especially for the television. Men love the TV units. It is definitely something that, especially, you know, like all the ball games, and you have the playoffs and things like that, and so men are glued to the TV during that season.
So is it something that you just put next to your TV and then it's connected into your hearing aids?
Yeah.
What about the programming and the setup? Is it complicated?
No, well, we set it up as far as the Bluetooth connection between the devices and the accessory, and then all it takes at home is a plugging into the back of the TV, and then obviously a power source.
Okay. I did mention the holidays. Besides Halloween, Thanksgiving's going to be around the corner. That's typically your big everyone's together time.
Yeah.
So kind of those telltale signs that somebody's struggling include what? Remind us.
Well, answering yes when that doesn't make any sense, shaking their head and like you know that they didn't hear or understand, saying what multiple times, answering to the wrong question, so having a response that doesn't make any sense. So all of those things, you know, sometimes people just look really confused because it's not because they're confused, but it's they don't hear.
Or withdrawing from the conversation
Yeah.
then too.
Yeah.
So is it a good idea, because most people are kind of reluctant to have the conversation of, hey, mom or dad, I think you ought to go have it checked. Can you go like hey, let's have a mother-daughter baseline hearing
I have
test?
that all the time. Well, most of the time it's more of like either friends or husband and wife team that come in, but it has been daughter and mother day too. So yeah, we've seen that many times.
That can be the door opener.
Yes.
Okay, so here's how you find her. It's Ahlberg Audiology. And by the way, I didn't ask you, but do you sell those accessories?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so if you're doing your Christmas shopping early, you can contact her at ahlbergaudiology.com. She's there on North Ocoee Street in Cleveland. If you're looking to have your hearing checked, she would love to help you, she and her team, and they will make it specific for your ear, nothing generic about what they do.
Right.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you.
So you were lucky you came on our Dad Joke of the Week day. So for all of you men out there or the moms who want a good laugh around the supper table tonight, here's our good friend Jason with this week's Dad Joke of the Week.
Your Dad Joke of the Week, brought to you by West Yellow Knife Trading Post.
Thank you and welcome back to this week's edition of the Dad Joke of the Week. Yesterday, I watched a guy spill all his Scrabble letters on the road. I had to ask him, what's the word on the street? You know, I was a limo driver for 20 years and I never had a single customer. All that time and nothing to show for it. Thank you.
Jason, come on, that was bad, really bad. Who writes these for you anyway, Greg? Anyway, for something good though, come to West Yellow Knife in Dalton. You better get it when you see it at the knife.